Hi and welcome Year 9 students. We are looking at the review of the chapters 13 to 18. This is review C. It will help you see how well you have understood the previous sections, previous chapters that we've looked at. Of course, in term 4, your exam will be on all of the textbook. So I suggest you're starting to think about how well you know different chapters in the textbook, and you can use your maintenance graph to help you see that and start studying now to iron out any difficulties you have. And of course, if you are having some problems, make sure you let me know so that we can address those on Zoom. Okay, number 1, we've got to find the sale price of the items shown. So I'm not going to do all of these for you because you should know how to do them, but I will just do 1A, and you should apply this to the others. So I'm going to do 1A, the iron. So for the iron, if we've got 5% off, we could find 5% by timesing by 5% and then take that, subtract that from 85, but a simpler method would be to times it by 95% or 0.95. Hardly a great deal, but anyway, let's try that. So 85 times 0.95, and this gives me $80.75. $80.75. Well, it's better than a kick in the teeth, isn't it, really? Okay, now you're going to do the same kind of thing. With this one, you're going to be timesing by 92%, and this one by 90%. Now, looking at B, I'm going to apply this to the iron. What would the actual price be if a 15% sales tax then had to be included? I'm presuming what is being required here is taking this $80.75 and then including the 15% sales tax. So we're going to go 80.75, and now we're going to then have to put the 15% on. So then it would be times by 1.15. I think that's what it's asking, but it's not entirely clear. So what do we do? 80.75 times 115%, or 1.15, because we're adding that 15% on, and that's going to give me a grand total of $92.86. I'm pretty sure that's what's being required by us for us there. Now the next one, number 2, we've got to copy this diagram into our books, and we see that there's a mirror image, and we've got to draw in the mirror line. Now I hope that you can see that the mirror line is running this way, and you can see that, you know, they're equal distance from these points, right? So I think that's our mirror line, and if we continue it on, it's going to go up here. Right, now we've got to write down the coordinates of 3 points. Well, we've got this one here, which is 0, 8, so 3 coordinates would be 0, 8, 1, 7, you can see it's just going down like that, and 2, 6. Now, we've got to write the equation of the line. Well, the gradient, every time we go across 1, we go down 1, across 1, down 1, across 1, down. So we know it's a negative x graph, and then the intercept, where it crosses the y-axis, is there, which is positive 8, so minus x plus 8, and that would be the equation of that line. All right, let's move on. So for number 5 here, we have a cylindrical tank, and we are trying to find the radius of the tank. So number 5A, you can see that the diameter is 6, so the radius is equal to 3. Now we've got to find the area of the base of the tank. Well, the area of a circle, the base is a circle, is going to be pi times r squared, which is equal to, in this case, 9 pi. And we could work that out by just chucking 9 pi in our calculator, so it's 28.3. 28.3. I'm just going to leave that unrounded, though, with my 9 pi. And then I've got a surface area of the tank. Well, we've got the top and bottom, and they are both 9 pi because they're both circles. 2 times, oh, that's pretty hopeless. Let's give it a bit more room. 2 times 9 pi. And then then we need the curved surface. Now that is equal to, if you remember the rule, the circumference times the height, which is circumference times height, and in that case it's going to be circumference is 2 pi r or pi d, so 6 pi times the height, which is 2, and then if we add those two together, that's the total is 18 pi, which is this bit here, and then 12 pi, which is, what's that, to 30 pi, and then if we simplify that, it should be 94.2, I think. Okay, now, Mohammed, the next one, Mohammed is buying a car and he sells it for a loss, and we've got to find the percentage loss. So for number 6, we're going to take his loss, which you can see he's lost, what is that, $9,000? So we take the loss, we put it over the amount that he bought the car for, and then we multiply that by 100. So what is that? 9,000 divided by 25,000, and we times that by 100. And this gives us 30, is that right? 36%? I think it's 36%. Okay. Number 7. We've got a purple paint mix, blue to red. It's 7-4. So blue to red is 7-4, and we're trying to make up 1650 mils of purple paint. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to add these two together. That gives us 11. Then we're going to go 1650 divided by 11. What does that give us? 150. Now, that means we can go 150 times 7. That will give us our blue. To 150 times 4, which will give us our red. So 150 times 7 gives us, this will be 1050 mil of blue. And what's the other one? 300, 600. And 600 mil of red. Okay, so that would be that one. Now, running a bit out of room here. So what I might do is just sweep a few of these things away. And we'll come back here. Okay, cool. Now for number 8, we've got some equations and we've got to state the gradient and intercept of each line, but we've got to rewrite them first. Well, I'm not going to do this for all. I'm just going to do the first one for you. No, I'll do the third one for you. I'm going to do 8, 3. Okay, and I'm going to do A for that. So first of all, I want to get the x across to the other side. So it's a minus 3x. To get a minus 3x across the other side, I want a 3x minus, and the minus 8 is already over there. Then I'm going to get the y by itself by dividing everything by 2. So 3 becomes 3 over 2, x. And minus 8 divided by 2 is minus 4. And once I've got to this point, I can say gradient. What's my gradient? That's the mx, the bit in front of the x is 3 over 2. Don't include the x because it's not part of the gradient. And the y-intercept equals minus 4. Now, how do we tell whether a line is parallel or not? Well, I can tell you right now that this one is parallel to this one. Okay, that's for sure. Let me just quickly rearrange this other one. It'd be 3y equals minus 2x plus 5, and so y equals negative 2 over 3 x plus 5. Okay, so you can see that this one will have a negative 2 over 3, so this one here is going to be perpendicular to the other two. Now, how do we tell if something's perpendicular? Perpendicular lines, the gradients are the negative reciprocal. So what that means is we take this 3 over 2, we switch the 2 and the 3 around, and then times it by negative 1. So that would be perpendicular gradient. Okay? Now, I'm not going to draw all 3 of them, but you can do that. It's easy enough. Just make sure you remember what you know about gradients and intercepts. For this one, with a gradient of 3 over 2, that means that every time you go across 3, you go up 2. Like that. I think. Sorry. My bad. I've done that wrong. Let me say that again. Every time you go across 2, you go up 3, because it's going up 1.5 each time. Sorry about that, guys. Just got a bit confused for a second. So that would be what it looks like. Across 2, up 3. Or in other words, 1.5 every time you go across. But I would do it across 2 and up 3. Okay, moving right along. Number 11. We've got this coin that we're tossing. And we're spinning a spinner, and the spinner has options of 1, 2, and 3. So let's maybe just move in a little bit on this, and we'll get a bigger pen. Okay, so obviously you can get 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 3, and with the coin it's heads or tails. So those are my options, and then you just write out your outcomes here. Heads 2, heads 3, tails 1, tails 2, tails 3. See, I'm just following those branches. What's the probability of getting a heads and an even number? A heads and an even number, I've got to look at heads. Well, so here, and an even number, that one. Okay, so there's only one option that gives us that, isn't there? Okay, one option. This one here. Out of a total of 6 options. So we could say 1/6 for that one. Okay, that's that one. Now let's try another one. The next one, tails and an odd number. Well, we've got to go down this line, and then from here we've got to get an odd. So we can go either that way or that way. So these are the 2 options. So it's 2 out of 6, which is 1/3. Hope that makes sense, team. Okay, moving right along. Number 12. We've got to share. And again, I'm not going to do all of these. I'm just going to do the first one for you. So if you get stuck with the others, let me know. Okay, no, I'm not going to do the first one. I'm going to do the last one because that's the hardest one. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to add up 2 plus 1 plus 5, which gives us in total 9 parts. Sorry, 8 parts. Gee, wake up, Mr. K. I need another coffee, I think, eh? So then what we're going to do is we're going to divide that 0.8 meters. Now I'm going to make 0.8 meters 800 centimeters, and therefore each part must be 800 divided by 8. Each part is therefore 100 centimeters. So I'm going to have 200 centimeters, or 0.2 meters. I could have just left it as meters, sorry. 0.1, so it wasn't hard at all, and 0.5. Okay, that would be, and I put my meters in here. Those are the different divisions that I would have there. Okay. Now, this next one here, we're enlarging the triangle. What's the scale factor of enlargement? So we look at this here, 4, and it corresponds to this 12 here. So the scale factor of enlargement is a 3. Now, that means that going from this to here is 3 times 3, so that must be therefore 9. What can we say about the angles Y and Z? What happens to angles when you enlarge? They are the same. Okay, last of all, I think, for today is we're looking at the volume of this prism. Okay, the volume of the prism, we find the area of the face of that triangle, so it's going to be 1/2 times the 10 times the 8, right, the triangle, and then we're going to multiply it by how far it goes back, which is times 5. So I'm getting 5/8 are 40, 40 times 5, I think that is 200 centimeters squared. And that is the first part of the exercise I'd like you to look at today. I hope that makes sense, and of course, if you have any questions, please let me know through ThinkWave.